Today's interview is with world champion Erin Blair. Myself and Erin have been really good friends for years now, hence why the video is so informal. However, I do feel for those of you that don't know Erin, this is a really good way to get to know her personality.
Well, it's like torrential downpour out here right now. I gotta show you. Like, my pool is gonna overflow.
Like when and where did you start Highland dancing?
Okay, so I started when I was 8 years old, and I started because I had like a dancing background. Because I started ballet when I was 3, and I had done like tap, jazz, lyrical. I was a hula dancer for like a year. I kind of did it all. And then I have Scottish heritage, and I found out about Highland, so I was like, yeah, I'll try it. And then I just loved it right from the beginning. So
Yeah.
here we are.
You're a late starter. How was that kind of starting not from the young age and just going into like beginners at age 8?
um, I don't know. I kind of had no idea what was going on, to be completely honest. I just knew that I liked dancing, and so um, I think because I had danced starting when I was 3, it wasn't that hard for me to just kind of jump into a new thing because I was jumping into new things all the time. But
So how quickly did you go through like the ranks?
I think I was intermediate for like 3 months, and then I moved up to premier.
And then you realized this girl's got it.
No, I was still dancing like a slinky at that point, but it's yeah. Uh,
So how long did it take you until you won your first title?
I think I won my first championship when I was 10. It was in 2011, yeah. I was about to turn. No, I was actually 9. Sorry. Getting all the dates mixed up. I was 9, about to turn. So I was at this championship in Sacramento, California.
Right.
It was pretty small. And it was like an outdoor games. Like it was super hot out. I remember that. It was like, it's always hot at that competition. It's like dusty, but like it was so much fun.
You won your first championship quite early on, and you like obviously have had like quite a successful career. What's your favorite competitive memory?
Oh my gosh. I think that when I won Worlds in 2014, so that was my first year,
Yeah.
that day has stuck with me. It was such an amazing experience. It feels like a dream still. Like even, I don't know, I feel like it didn't really happen, but I don't know, it was just amazing. Just all like on the day of Worlds, it just like kind of blew my mind how we were all like friends backstage still. Like it was just so much fun. And it was almost like once we got to the Saturday, it was less pressure than the Friday. I
Yeah.
don't know. That sounds really weird, but it was just like, yeah, it was an amazing experience.
Yeah. So obviously you have a few world titles, not just the one, but it give you like do you feel a lot more pressure going to like normal competitions and normal championships having that world title?
Um, yes and no. I feel like when I'm dancing, I don't like, I'm just dancing. I don't know. I enjoy it. But then afterwards, it's like after the competition when people start coming up to me and saying like congrats and stuff, then I'm like, thanks. Like, I don't know. It's kind of strange. It's a very strange place to be, and I will definitely say that.
You're quite successful with ballet. Do you feel like ballet has helped your Highland, like it helped improve it, or the opposite?
Definitely, yeah. They've both definitely helped each other. Like I going back and watching videos of me dancing like before I started Highland. So when I was like just doing ballet, like all this stuff, I was horrible. Like I showed no potential at all. It was bad. And then like when I started Highland, there was definitely like this new kind of, I had a different approach to my dancing just in general. And I think that um it really taught me how to push myself,
Yeah.
which helped me improve a lot in a pretty short amount of time, I think, in both
Yeah.
styles. Yeah.
Do you have any superstitions like before competition?
Mhm. Um, I have an order that I have to do everything in,
Yeah.
and I couldn't tell you what that order is, but I know when I do it wrong, and then I have to kind of start over, like go back a few steps and then keep going. Um, yeah, and then also I always like push in my hairpins right before I go up.
Yeah.
I just like squeeze my butt and then I walk on stage. Like, I don't know. It's funny. Yeah, because we do like the double deckers. Yeah, and so then you just like squeeze around the bottom and then I'm good to go. I don't know.
Was there any idols in Scotland or in America, Canada, elsewhere that you really looked up to as a young dancer?
I think I really looked up to the older girls in my studio. I don't know, I just thought they were so cool. I just wanted to be like them. But I didn't really like looking back now, I didn't really know that many dancers outside of the US and like outside of my studio until I started traveling. And then I discovered like this whole like there were so many like it was just a whole new like realm.
Yeah.
And I think I just remember like starting in like Canadians 2012, there was like this sword like challenge. And I ended up winning that. And then the winners in the other two age groups were Ellis Hayes and Marielle Esperance. And then I just remember thinking like, oh my gosh, like these are just the best people in the world. And so I've looked up to them like since then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you danced in the Champions Trio at the VTD conference alongside Emma and Marielle. How was that experience?
That was such an amazing experience. It was crazy because we learned that choreography, like none of us had rehearsed together
Yeah.
until like the day before we performed it. So Marielle sent out all of these the videos to all of us. And then we just learned the steps off of that. And then we got to Scotland and just kind of threw it together. And then we went out and it was just so much fun. That's like one of my favorite choreographies that I've ever done.
Yeah, well, it was stunning. I remember watching it like over and over. So what was your kind of proudest highlight excluding Cowl? Like, do you have one that stands out?
um, what was the beginning of my question? I was trying to figure it out. Sorry. I was like thinking about it. I was like, that made no sense. Like I didn't get it. I'm sorry.
Excluding Cowl, what is your proudest highlight?
I definitely think USIR probably. Just it's fun because it's in a different location every year, but it's always the same people, and like the day of USIR kind of always feels the same. But I remember like 2014 specifically, I don't know why, but that was like the most fun USIR ever. It was in Sugarland, Texas.
Yeah.
And like I remember just like walking around after the competitions and like there's like a little downtown and it was super cute. And there's like a little ice cream. This is not having to do anything with the competition itself, but I just remember like feeling so happy during that time.
So kind of stepping away from competitions, you do like obviously our style, so you do ballet, and you're currently studying, well, not currently, but you're at ballet school. How is training in ballet in such a intense environment compared to your Highland?
I love it where I am right now. It's amazing. Like all of the people, like we push each other and it's like such a supportive place to be. And it is different than Highland because like every day when we go into class, we don't know what combinations we're going to do. Like the teacher just gives them to us like on the spot. And so it is different in that like there's more uncertainty going into whatever class you're about to have. And like Highland, you work on the same championship steps
Yeah.
really like having that variety. It's very different, but I think that having that difference is it's been a
Yeah.
lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So with your ballet, is there any standout achievements there that you've like feel really proud of?
Yeah, so like right after we all got sent home, I got an email from the second company director, which is like the next step in like kind of climbing the ladder, if you
Yeah.
will. And I got a job with this company. So I think that's definitely the highlight of my year so far. Yeah, because we like I worked really hard this whole year, and I had like a lot of performing opportunities, and it just to have that like kind of reassurance was it
Yeah.
felt good. Yeah.
So that was going on to my next question about kind of future with ballet and Highland, and I know you've done your was it your members last year?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So you done your members for Highland last year. Are you wanting to go more down a ballet route or Highland?
Both. I definitely right now I definitely want to be doing ballet. That's yeah, but I would love to start teaching Highland and still dancing as much as I can in my spare time. Um, I just want to do everything, just do it all as much as I can. Yeah. So I don't really know. To answer your question, I don't know exactly what's happening. I'm just kind of going with the flow.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
In like any style of dance, but dance related, what is your most embarrassing moment?
I've got a lot of those. Um, I think the one that just comes to my mind first is he was like this little competition in 2018. It was in like October, so it was the fall. Like all of the competitions, at least in the US, had kind of really slowed down, and it was just a competition. And um I there was a hornpipe, and I went to line up backstage, and then I was like, okay, like those little like kind of frog jump things you do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was like, okay, I hadn't worn this hornpipe costume in maybe like 2 years. So like I've grown since then, but it fit. I could get it on, so it fit. And then I did this little frog jump thing right before I went on stage, and my pants, like the whole like crotch seam ripped wide open, and I was like, I just stood there, and then I was like, and so then I like I sprinted over to my mom. I was like, I just ripped my pants. Like, I don't know what to do. And then she was like, well, go up there. You're like, your group is going up. So I was like, okay. And so I ran up, and I did the whole dance with my pants ripped. And like, I would have been okay. And like, I was laughing the whole dance because it was so like, it was, I don't know. It was just funny. And like, just if I had ripped them during the dance, that would have been one thing. But I went up with them ripped to begin with, so I don't know. Yeah, I've had a lot of other like little embarrassing moments that people probably didn't notice, but I remember like I would be so embarrassed like in my own little like
Your world.
bubble. I just yeah. Anyways, that's the first one that comes to mind.
Okay, so
Hold on. Wait. It's on my mom's Instagram.
So just to kind of finish off, you have a lot of kids that look up to you because of your achievements and how kind you are as a person. And how do you enjoy like having all these kids come over to your competitions and ask for photos of you?
It just like melts my heart. Like it just makes me first off, I'm like, why me? But beside the point, it's just they're just so cute, and like the genuine happiness that you can see like in their smiles when they run up to you, it makes me feel good. Like that's part of the reason why I keep doing this, because it just like a lot of aspects, but it just makes me so happy. I don't know.